a sudden diplomatic rupture cast fresh doubt over the United States' commitment to brokering peace in Ukraine, after Secretary of State Marco Rubio pulled out of the next stage of ceasefire talks, just hours before negotiators were set to reconvene in London. Simultaneously, Ukraine dealt a blow to President Trump's peace framework, flatly rejecting a proposal that would see Kyiv relinquish claims to Russian-annexed Crimea. Despite the shake-up, talks are expected to proceed in the British capital on Wednesday, with delegates from Europe, Ukraine, and the United States scheduled to attend. Rubio had participated in high-level discussions in Paris last week and afterward hinted at mounting frustration within the Trump administration, warning that Washington could soon pivot to other priorities.
I think it's important to remind everybody that the Ukraine war is a terrible thing, but it's not our war. We didn't start it. So if they're serious about peace, either side or both, we want to help. If it's not going to happen, then we're just going to move on. We're going to move on to other topics that are equally, if not more important in some ways, to the United States.
While in Paris, European officials were briefed on Trump's ceasefire outline, a framework that, according to the New York Times, includes Ukrainian recognition of Russia's 2014 annexation of Crimea and a permanent bar on NATO membership. According to two European officials, the proposal stirred internal unease across the alliance and provoked a swift, uncompromising response from Kyiv's leadership. President Volodymyr Zelensky told reporters in Kyiv on Tuesday that any deal recognizing Moscow's claim over Crimea was a non-starter, reinforcing Ukraine's constitutional stance on territorial integrity.
We are discussing today, of course, a ceasefire, but we do not discuss territories until a ceasefire is reached. You know my attitude and what our red lines are. We will never recognize any of our temporarily occupied territories, Ukrainian lands, as Russian lands.
Meanwhile, Trump, who once vowed to end the war within 24 hours, has oscillated between optimism and impatience. On Sunday, he suggested a deal could be struck this week, but days later said he might take a pass if progress stalled. The State Department confirmed that General Keith Kellogg, Trump's special envoy to Ukraine, would still attend the London session. However, it remains unclear whether Steve Witkoff, the president's envoy to Russia, will participate. Witkoff, who has met Russian President Vladimir Putin 3 times since February, is expected in Moscow later this week.